Live from our Melbourne headquarters, this is 7 News with Peter Mitchell.
Good evening. This time 100 years ago, World War I was entering its final few months. Today the country stopped to remember the thousands of Australians killed in it and in every war since. One of the country's biggest dawn services was here at the Shrine of Remembrance in Melbourne.
35,000 people here, no sound but the hiss of the flame and the tinkle of war medals. Some were descendants, others perhaps not. Young faces, more weathered ones. Footy fans, strangers, together in a long moment of reflection. Bigger than last year's Melbourne Dawn Service, it brought even the NC close to tears.
And embrace those who suffer under the weight of lost family members, partners and mates.
Everyone had their own reason to be there.
Remembering my family and every other soldiers that fought for us.
Think of a great uncle of mine, Alcacess, who went to Palestine and Java, caught in Java by the Japanese, and went to Changi and didn't come home.
ANZAC Day is one we share with our Kiwi mates.
We often go to the one in Auckland, the service, so it's nice to come to the Australian one and be proud of the relationship between the two countries.
Plenty of thoughts here today for people who fought in wars a long, long time ago. But there's consideration too for Australians in conflict today. Right now, 2,300 Aussies are serving our country overseas. Melbourne's Dawn Service had tears, silence, and a moment to look ahead. Just as our diggers were brave, we were encouraged to be the same.
I ask you to be brave. Stand up for what you believe in. Speak up for others. To be kind, especially to yourselves. We are all imperfect, but that does not make us unworthy.
Blake Johnson, 7 News.
The ANZAC Day march to the shrine took almost 4 hours, but thousands lined St Kilda Road to say thanks to our servicemen and women. For many veterans, it was a chance to catch up with old mates and reflect on the sacrifices of those who didn't make it home.
The solemnity of the Dawn Service turned to smiles and pride as veterans marched down St Kilda Road to the Shrine of Remembrance. There were cheers of recognition and respect from thousands of grateful Australians who could only imagine the sacrifices of our armed forces.
Well, it makes you happy. I'm 94.
Service women were honoured early in the march.
We've done our time and it's good to see that we still can get out here and do this, because there's a lot of people that can't.
It was a respectful celebration of commitment and mateship. That's what was on the mind of 93-year-old John Willoughby, who served in the Second World War.
Catching up with my old mates is an important thing.
Mates gathered as the parade got underway to enjoy an early morning ale to say cheers.
To mates like this and friendships that you've had and you've lost.
How's that breakfast beer going down?
Like razor blades.
It's good to know that people do respect what the fallen and past have done.
Some needed a little help for the 1.5 kilometre trek.
I love the march. I've been down the two. Up to 50 years I've been marching.
Others, like 95-year-old Frank Payne, were determined to walk.
So how are the marching legs holding up?
Pretty well so far, thanks.
A bit tiring. It's great, to be honest.
I really can't think of a prouder day for myself in uniform.
Despite the dwindling ranks from World War II, the march is filled with so many other veterans from so many other battles around the world since, plus children who proudly carry the memories of the fallen.
My grandson's marching for the first time with me. He's going to be marching when I'm gone, and hopefully his kids will march as well.
So to see all the generations out today is the highlight, from the very elderly to the tiny kids who are learning about ANZAC Day.
Remembering the soldiers for us to make our country safe.
To remember our great-great-grandparents. It makes me feel happy that these people saved this country. Thank you so much.
Paul Dowsley, 7 News.
A proud day indeed, and a moving dawn service.